Days Gone got a pretty cool new story trailer, some new footage that I want to break down, plus the trophies appeared online as well that show some interesting new info. So let's dive in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm running a giveaway for the Days Gone Digital Deluxe Edition, including the pre-order bonuses that you can enter by following the link in the pinned comment. Be sure you are subscribed to the channel before you enter, and I will announce the winner the week the game is out. So you still got time to enter. Now let's take a look at the trophies, because a user Deftones Band PSN showed proof that he got the trophies for Days Gone on his system. There are 46 trophies in total. We got 2 gold, 15 silver and 28 bronze, and of course 1 platinum. There are some hidden trophies that I will not touch on because they are of course story related, so playing the story of Days Gone will unlock them. For example, we got a bronze one for completing the first part of the game, where you get out the Crazy Willis garage, where you have to find a part for your broken motorcycle, and you see here gameplay from Game Informer from a year back, because they already posted the first hour of the game. In previous videos we already talked about the different storylines that you can follow in the game, and completing some of them will get you trophies as well. There's a storyline for completing all the Ripper camps. That one is called Ambush Camp Hunter, so you have to clear all the enemies in the camp, then go inside the bunker to complete it. So if you complete all these camps, then you complete the Ambush Camp Hunter storyline, and then you also get a trophy. There's also a trophy for completing all the infestations in the world, so where freakers hibernate, use Molotov cocktails to burn them out. This will mean that there are less enemies in the area, that you can fast travel between Nero checkpoints, and completing all of them will get you a trophy as well. There's also a trophy for completing all the Marauder camps in the game, and those are camps with more like regular human type enemies. And completing all of them, as I told you in my recent video, will also give you the Rock Chuck weapon, so likely an amazing sniper rifle that you can then use. There's also one trophy for completing the World's End storyline, and I think this linked to the collectibles that you can find in the world, as they should tell you more about how the world came to an end. I told you recently that there are 241 collectibles in the game, and for the trophies you only need to collect 75% of them. You get a trophy for collecting your first collectible, then for 50% of the collectibles, and also one, as already said, for 75% of all the collectibles. So again, you don't even need to find them all to get the platinum trophy. Although, like I said, I think the World's End storyline is connected to the collectibles, so maybe for that storyline you have to collect them all. I'm not entirely sure. You have to just kill 1 horde in the game for the platinum trophy, while as we discussed in a previous video, there are 40 hordes in the full game. So only having to defeat 1 is really a piece of cake, because you will also already encounter one of the hordes during one of the main story missions, so you have to defeat that no matter what. And that's the mission that we saw all the way back at E3 2016, the reveal of the game, because this is still in the main game, and here you will encounter the first horde, or at least have to fight the first horde in order to progress. While after that there's a storyline that has you clear all the hordes in the game, but again, it seems like that is not needed for the platinum. The Farewell Drift trophy has you drift for 10 minutes in total. You will eventually get that for sure. The This is a Knife trophy has you kill a Breaker, Reacher and Rager with a knife. And we actually got a better look at these Breaker enemies during the State of Play footage, where Deacon also tries to kill this big guy with a knife, likely for the trophy. But yeah, the knife is the worst melee weapon in the game. You use it when you have no other melee weapons with you. You can upgrade it though. There's one skill, so this knife does double the amount of damage, so that will very likely be needed to get this trophy. A Rager is, by the way, a freaker bear, and a Reacher is an enemy that I'm not sure we've seen before, but of course correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. So it could be one of the Ripper enemy types, because we've only seen like the regular Ripper enemies, but actually in the footage they released during State of Play that I will touch on in a second here, they also showed a pretty tough new Ripper enemy type. Maybe that's the Reacher. We will touch again on that a little later. There are more kill trophies, like the Ghost of Farewell, where we have to get 100 stealth kills. The Old Reliable trophy has us kill 200 enemies with crafted weapons, so likely only melee weapons, right? Not sure if you can make firearms. We also have a trophy that has you kill an enemy with every type of crossbow bolt, so we have the regular ones and also the fire bolts, but there are likely more that we don't know yet. Upgrading your bike gives trophies as well. We, for example, got this first one, Farewell Original. Purchase an upgrade under performance, visual and paint categories for your bike, you should really be able to go crazy in this department. And the first upgrade already gets you a trophy as well. This one is likely easy. Use nitro and drift at the same time on your bike for at least 5 seconds. Apply 100 scrap to your bike, so you have to repair it a lot and you find scrap in the world. So some of these trophies are things that will happen eventually as you just keep on playing, like the scrap that you find in the world, but also the kill trophies. And also the collect 541 items from corpses and collect 989 freaker ears. So they will immediately drop on the ground, the freaker ears. While if you want to loot things from humanoid corpses, then you really have to kneel down. So let's hope that you collect more than one item per time you loot an enemy, because otherwise you have to kneel 541 times. But yeah, with the hordes, you can easily get those freaker ears because there are hundreds of enemies and they all drop 1 ear per enemy. But you mostly want to get those ears to exchange them at the different encampments to get credits, but also trust for that specific camp so you unlock better items. Rescue 10 survivors is one trophy, and those are like the random NPCs stuck in cars or something. You can then help them and send them to one of the camps to also earn trust. One trophy is for upgrading either your health, stamina or focus for the first time by using one of the Nero injectors you find at the Nero camps. I think you already find the first one like really early in the game, as we saw in Game Informer footage from last year. So you will get this trophy in no time. There's also one trophy though for maxing out either your health, stamina or focus, but I'm not sure if there are enough checkpoints to max out all the stats. I think you really have to pick and choose here, but at least going for one will get you the trophy. If you do a lot of jobs and trade a lot of freaker ears at one encampment, then you earn trust, like I already said. And likely getting that to its highest potential will get you the Best Friends Forever trophy. And there's also a trophy for getting the Allied Trust with 3 different encampments. We only saw 2 so far in the game. Maybe they also showed another one in the story trailer that we will take a look at again in a second. But yeah, on paper you should be able to get Allied Trust with all the encampments, because you can just keep killing enemies and keep exchanging those ears for trust to in the end get the Allied Trust status. I'm not sure if there are more than 3 of these encampments in the game. We really don't know. I hope so and I think so, because the game is pretty huge, but we really don't know at this point. If you spend 20,000 credits at one encampment, you get the Make It Rain Silver trophy, and that will be easily done since some of the weapons on the higher ranks will cost you like 3,750 credits, and that is for a rank 3 weapon, while there should be rank 5 weapons as well. Plus you can also refill your gas tank of your bike and repair your bike at a camp as well, and that is also for credits. Like at one point my repair cost was 353 credits. So if you do that multiple times, then you will totally hit the 20,000 at one point. If you clear all the ambush camps, infestations and Nero checkpoints in one single region, you get a trophy as well. The next one is easy. Sell animal meat or plants to any encampment. And I think that animal meat only has that use, so you only will sell that for credits and trust at an encampment. While the plants can be used for crafting as well. For skills, there are 4 trophies. Unlock your first skill, unlock 15 skills, unlock 30 skills, and the final one, unlock 45 skills. And as I told you before, there are 45 skills in the full game, meaning that you can unlock all the skills in one playthrough in Days Gone. I still have that all skills in the game video coming up really soon, where I go over all the skills in the game that I was able to write down during my recent play session, so totally keep an eye out for that. And then we got knock down 12 anarchist cans for the Go Kick Rocks, not really sure what that is. Maybe something from a Ripper camp or something. And then we got 1 trophy for crafting 50 items. So yes, overall the trophy list is pretty straightforward and not that hard from the looks of it. Depending of course on how hard it is to kill the Breaker and the Rager Bear with a knife. But maybe you can already damage them with the guns first and only have to like do the finishing blow with a knife. Anyway, let's take a look at that story trailer. We already touched on it a little bit here. I will link to it in the description of this video for if you haven't checked it out. But it actually showed for the first time the opening cutscene of the game, where we see Deacon put Sarah on this helicopter. There was only room for 2 on the helicopter, so they could not get 3 on that thing. and he regrets getting her on that helicopter ever since. And in the next shot we see Deacon pick up the ring he gave to Sarah near a crash site from likely that same helicopter, implying that she likely died when the helicopter crashed. Next up is Copeland's camp, the first camp that you will go to in the game, and we see Copeland himself as well. They show some footage from what we already saw before from the first hour, but it looks way more polished than before. And then we move on to some new characters, and I think that this is a camp leader from another camp that we haven't visited before. That's at least my take. We saw him before already in one of the wilderness videos. So what I think happens is that Deacon gets captured by these people, and then the leader is like, hey, but he's just like you guys, so he will help us out. And I really like this shot with Deacon and this cowboy guy that I'm not sure if we know the name of. Anyway, they like stand there with a ton of dead freakers like on the ground, looking really cool. Next up is a helicopter chase, because that is the thing. If you see those helicopters, you can follow them and see what they are up to, and then learn more about what happened that night that you let your wife on the helicopter. That's at least what I think that Deacon is up to. And here the music really gets crazy, because it looks like we're inside a Ripper camp and are about to get marked. And I'm not sure if we ever saw Deacon before without a cap. In the next shot we see that Deacon is getting some help here, likely from that camp that he helped a lot in the game. And then we see Deacon talk to one of the Nero guys, and then we likely learn more about the things that happened that night that you let your wife on the helicopter, saying that there was nothing really that they could have done. But then, and this is interesting, we hear, hope you are right about your own lady, Deke, likely coming from the walkie-talkie on his chest, something he also uses in the trailer I mentioned earlier, likely to communicate to the camp leader with the cowboy hat. And I think that this has to do with him going to this snowy area, that he maybe thinks that Sarah is still alive or somewhere in this snowy area. And that will be a way more dangerous area, because the freakers will get thicker skin, so are harder to kill, and will be more aggressive in the snow as well. So that's likely why this guy's like, I hope you're right, because it is super dangerous to go there. So this is likely one of the very late game areas in the game, and there are 6 regions in total in Days Gone. And then during the PlayStation State of Play event, they also showed some new gameplay, and I think we already like immediately see one of the new Ripper type enemies, a fat guy that does not die from one explosion, and is like running really fast as well. And this looks to be a Ripper encampment. We also see enemies shoot at Deacon, while the freakers of course don't shoot. And they also more roam the world, while the Rippers really have their specific camps. But yeah, we need some bullets to take out these big guys for sure. And yes, then we see the breaker again, and a way to lure the hordes into an enemy camp. Smart way to do it, to clear out the enemies, but like I said during my live reactions of the State of Play, you will likely not get XP for doing that, while you want XP to unlock those skill points, so not sure if it will be useful to have like a horde raid the place. And there you have it, a deeper Days Gone video than I first anticipated. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for way more Days Gone coverage. Like I already said, I have that all skills video coming really soon. I will keep you up to date on all the news as well, and I will have tips and tricks around the launch and beyond too. Like the video to support the channel, check out my previous video on more of those rewards from the storylines, or on the recently revealed photo mode. And I'm also doing a giveaway in the pinned comment for a digital deluxe edition of Days Gone. Be sure you are subscribed to the channel before you enter. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.